My presentation is Animal Imagery in Arundhati Roy's The God of Small Things. Arundhati, she was born in 1961. She's a great Indian writer and political activist who involves in human rights and devotes to environmental issues. Importantly, she won the Booker Prize in 1997. Well, the reason why I chose this topic is because that oftentimes in animal imagery as a literary agent has the potential to solve dilemmas that are too complicated for humans in post-colonial context. It offers a glimpse into the deep-seated caste and racial discrimination. As commented, blurring of caste boundaries is one of the themes in this fabulous novel. There are some examples of nature in showing how nature is blurring its boundaries, as on page 3 and 5. In terms of animal imagery, there are a number of them. To list a few of them, they are fish, octopus, seal, frog, mosquito, shark, moth, ant, sparrow, calamia, snake, rat, and bat. And for example, Ether, one of the twins, who is likened to a lungfish, and in Ether's case, the dry season looked as though it would last forever, and his traumatized past like an uneasy octopus on his past inside him, and squirted its inky tranquilizer on his past. And a pair of twins are twin seals, sleek with their mother's juices, and as small and weak as mosquito, as naive as frogs, as innocent as the shark, whose life has been claimed in the love story of the fisherman, his wife, and her lover. Just like the shark, the twins also have no part in the story. Also in this story. Character Amo, the twins' mother, a divorced wife, who is compared to a sparrow who lay dead on the back seat in a car, never found her way out. While in contrast, baby Kochama, the twins' grand aunt, with the image of a big bird when she's in the bathroom. To put these two imagery in comparison, a weak sparrow, a small and weak sparrow, and a big bird, represented by baby Kochama, is meant to present that animal who is too weak to transgress the boundary between different races and castes in India. While baby Kochama, like a big bird with great power, she is tend to hold fast to the traditional rigid love law in local India. And Papachi's mouth is what I want to discuss a little bit also. Papachi's failure and regret in naming and archiving the mouth he has discovered reveals that there seems to be no way for the local Indians to define their own culture and heritage, but only with angered silence. While Roy seems to try to make up this regret left by character Papachi's inability in naming and archiving the local culture and heritage by naming a couple of local fish names in this novel as shown in this slide in order to advocate a kind of cultural distinctiveness. From this sentence, we can only carimian as one of the species of local fish in India that we can look it up in the dictionary, but not the case with the names of palithi, parrot, and whiskered curry. Therefore, a kind of tension has been created between cultural silence and cultural revelation. Next, I will talk a little bit about character Valutha in particular. Valutha, who from the lower caste in India, falls in love with the twins' mother, Amu, who belongs to the upper caste. Valutha is compared to a deep swimming fish because he has to date Amu by swimming across the river every night. Valutha ends up in miserable death, beaten by the violent policeman, whose proof is supported by a lie told by one of the twins, who is instigated by their grand-aunt, baby Kochama. Bearing the regret, guilty, and trauma from the past, when the twins meet each other after 20 years separation. The narration seems to be accompanied by a couple of small fish. If we look at from the perspective of textual materiality, we could see on each respective page there appears to be a small fish icon, especially in the later chapters of this novel, which illustrates as if there is a fish, just like Valutha, quietly swimming in the text, summoning the presence of Valutha, who is bidden to die miserably and depart from people who love him. Moreover, there are some non-existent animals and insects on this slide, as we can see. As animals are viewed as the best example of hybridity, these animals and insects with all white colors are meant to blur the boundaries between in human life metaphorically, especially in the case of Amu and Valutha, who is brown and who is black. My conclusion is like that. Roy remarked that history is really a study of the future, not the past. She holds an optimistic view towards the future instead of sticking to the past. However, she seems to trying to offer solace to the traumatized past, both personally and collectively, in memory given by the accident happened to Sophie, who is the cousin of the twins, and the colonized history of India. And importantly, cultural identity and confidence stand out in this novel, in this great post-colonial novel. And thanks for listening.